Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today, for the first time in about a year and a half, we're coming back to Canned Heat, who we covered in 2023 as part of our Woodstock coverage, I believe. I think we saw, if memory serves, and maybe I should check it, but I believe that we looked at them doing Going Up the Country, but it was the actual take that they did at Woodstock as opposed to what was in the Woodstock movie, which was the actual studio track as people were coming in to the field to set up for the weekend. And we did a number of videos on Woodstock and also the Monterey Pop Festival in 2023, if you're interested. Oh yeah, and we also did a reaction to Canned Heat and John Lee Hooker doing Boogie Chillin', which was pretty amazing. Today, we are going to look at On the Road Again at Woodstock. I believe it's the final song in their Woodstock set list. So I've got a couple of albums that I've had forever of Canned Heat. Neither one has On the Road Again on it, but I thought I'd just kind of put these out there. This was the one from 1968 called Hallelujah. It has Same All Over on it. It has Time Was. That was a pretty good size hit too, I think. Both of those are on the greatest hits. This is the original lineup of Bob Haidt, Alan Wilson, Henry Vestine, Larry Taylor, and Fido de la Parra, who, by the way, is a Mexican drummer, for those of you who are also Warning fans. Don't know if you knew that or not. These are both gatefolds. I'm not going to open them up. Then there's this one called, I believe, Space Blues or Future Blues. Sorry. They're wearing spacesuits. This has Let's Work Together on it. That's the big song off of this one. Both of them are great. This one also features Harvey Mandel instead of Vestine on guitar. Okay, so with that in mind, why don't we take a look at this? Adrian, do you have any thoughts ahead before we start?
Yeah, I just want to see some Canned Heat.
Let's go ahead and check it out. We'll talk about it after.
Get off the tower, man. Don't want you to kill yourself.
I'm so tired of crying. I'm on the road again.
I'll just say Alan Wilson on guitar and vocals.
Well, I'm so tired of crying, but I'm out on the road again. Well, I ain't got no woman just to call my special friend. Oh, the first time I traveled out in the rain and snow. Well, the first time I traveled out in the rain and snow. I didn't have no payroll, not even no place to go. Well, my baby wanna tell what I'm talking about. But I love my baby, tell you what I'm talking about. The next time I see you, baby, gonna make me lose my mind. Oh, tell me pretty baby, won't you tell me what's on your mind? Tell me pretty baby, tell me what's on your mind. You've been more than treating me, no, it's so unkind.
Play that thing, man.
Woodstock was recorded by guerrilla camera work, so keep that in mind as you watch all these shots. You don't see other concerts filmed this way.
much, everybody. And don't y'all forget to boogie. Thank you. We love you, really. Canned Heat.
Well, if there's any questions as to what good blues rock is, here you go.
Yeah, that was pretty steady. I mean, even though it was kind of a long jam, and I should have expected that. And actually, I'm not surprised at all that we got it. But yeah, I mean, you never really lost interest in what was going on. And let me tell you, Alan Wilson, he is from Arlington, Massachusetts. And unfortunately, he passed away the following year. That was a big loss, if you ask me. We noted when we looked at Boogie Chillin', where Canned Heat and John Lee Hooker were working together, you can hear John Lee Hooker screaming at the end of the song as they're still going, you know, and they're still soloing. And I believe that Alan was on the harmonica, and he's like, Alan! It's John Lee Hooker. Like, go, man, go, kind of a thing, you know, like, wow. So he was impressing John Lee Hooker. And his guitar playing there, nothing fancy, but very effective, I thought.
He's awesome on the guitar.
Yeah.
It looked like he has his own technique for playing. It's very much finger style as opposed to using a pick.
Right. And he's got that slide. It's kind of rural blues technique.
I figured out also Blind Owl, I guess, sings on Going Up the Country. And somehow I thought that wasn't Bear, but I didn't know who it was.
Right. Yeah. Him and Bear were the singers in the band for the most part. And he had that higher voice, which was very effective. It's very unusual too. You don't hear singers that sound like that. Like, he's the only one that sounds like that to me. I mean, you know, I could pick him out of 1,000 singers.
You know, I wonder if his nickname Blind Owl, if it came from him. You know, he kind of sounds like an owl, if you think about it.
Well, maybe some of that, but it's also his glasses. He had very poor eyesight.
Yeah.
I mean, he wasn't wearing them there at all, but he normally wore pretty thick glasses, you know. So apparently that's where it came from. Since we're talking Woodstock, too, you notice the technique of the cameras crawling around on stage and getting behind everybody and literally walking through the musicians and, like, being at their feet, you know, and all of that footage, by the way, was captured without audio. So can you imagine, it's 1969, and now you're going to put this movie together. You've got all these guys that were crawling around with 8mm cameras, essentially, you know, filming wherever and whenever they could, using the film that they had, and they were constantly running out of film. Like, they were still bringing film into the festival well into late Saturday, you know, by helicopter, because they needed it, and they could only get so much at a time. So it's kind of a miracle that this happened at all. But that particular technique of filming at a concert, you won't see it anywhere else. You know, where they're just crawling around everywhere behind the drummer. Oh, there he is. Now he's at Alan Wilson's feet, looking up his nose. And, you know, and just any angle you can think of. And it's amazing, you know, that they were able to do that and then sync it all up later. What a job.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of hard work.
It's
putting that together.
Yeah, the pre-digital age, folks, you know. So, yeah, big deal. It's wonderful to see this band in action. I think at this point, the drummer is the only one left. I think Harvey Mandel may still be alive, but of the original band members, that's it. This is a band worth remembering, though. I mean, they didn't have that many hits, but they had some significant ones, and they had their own sound. And Alan Wilson, man, I mean, if for nothing else, just to know who Alan Wilson is, it's good to take a look at Canned Heat.
Well, these guys really know how to jam. They were able to do it for 10 minutes, and, you know, it's like you hardly notice.
Yeah.
So they keep it interesting.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I really liked that. So maybe we should look at something else of Canned Heat. Folks, if you have any suggestions for us regarding Canned Heat, please leave those below. And also give us your thoughts on this. Let us know if you were at Woodstock. I know that there are a few people still around that were, quite a number actually. It wasn't that long ago. So if you did, let us know about that experience. If you ever saw Canned Heat, let us know about that experience as well. And if you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Don't forget we have a second channel now, Modern Rock Talk, where we're putting interviews of modern touring acts. So if that's something that interests you, please go ahead and check that out. All right, and thanks so much for joining us today. We will catch you on the next one. All right, take care, folks.
See you all later.
Thank